All right, you guys, we are live. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live. I'm going to do something really quick to see it from this end, y'all. Bear with us. New platform. um, make sure everything looks good. Welcome to the live. Angie, Lily, y'all still there? Oh, yeah. Y'all just pop back on. All right, so let's go to the page. We're here, y'all. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. All right. All righty. So, welcome to the FRESH Lounge Testimonial Show. This is our very first show where we are going to be introducing you to a mom and a daughter who has experienced our Jewel Premium Sanitary Napkins and our Pantyliners. Here with me tonight is our co-host, Mr. Prince of Pads himself. You say hello to the people.
How's everyone doing out there this evening? Appreciate you all coming into the Fresh Lounge with us.
Yes. Let me see if I change this view really quick. We'll be all side by side. Okay, I like that better.
I like that.
I like that better. Perfect. All right, so got his bow tie on. He got y'all.
Yeah, had to come right for the first one. Okay.
Yes. I love it. So, we want to welcome you to the show. This is going to be a show where we come here every Tuesday at 8 p.m., where we are going to shed light on the Justice for My Jewel campaign, as well as our Jewel sanitary napkins that we have and panty liners that is out here changing the lives of women all over the world. Raheem, do you mind sharing with the people what the Justice for My Jewel campaign is all about?
Man, I would love to. It's near and dear to my heart, to know, that we actually have a campaign, we have a mission, we have an awareness campaign, educating the community on the dangers, the harmful toxins and chemicals that's contained in traditional sanitary napkins or pads, as well as tampons. Tampons blocking bacteria back into women's bodies, as well as the potential of getting toxic shock syndrome. So what we're doing is we're doing lives like this. We are doing 5K walks. We just had a 5K walk in Atlanta in June. Now we're having one already scheduled for in New Orleans. And we got two more right here on the horizon. I'm not going to spoil it, but we will be updating here in the Fresh Lounge. And again, like I say, the awareness campaign is really here to change lives. When we look at the statistics and the numbers of the challenges that our women are going through, 600,000 hysterectomies done in the U.S. alone, and over 75% of those women are of the African American community. Uterine fibroids, over 80% African American community. But we still have a heart for all women, no matter what, age, race, or creed. This is something that is really taking place because, a lot of people are just unaware, uneducated. When you think about the products that's on the shelves, the products are not required by the FDA to list the ingredients. So you're wearing products that have direct access to your bloodstream. So you got to create some awareness. And what we're doing that in a way that is non-intrusive. We're just trying to put awareness on it. And we appreciate, we got Nicole Brantley, the womb therapist, and what you do. We really appreciate the education you bring, and as well as Ms. Angie and Lily, that are actually products of the mission, which is we're trying to change lives. So that's a little bit about our campaign. It's a lot more information, but we're just keeping it short and sweet.
Yes, Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. So, I mean, you can join us on this mission with the Justice for My Jewel campaign, whether you want to be a distributor, whether you want to partake in the product and you're like, oh my gosh, how can I get my hands on some of those pads? We will be sure to share with you at the end how to do that. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right in because we want to keep this short and sweet so that when people see the time, they're like, oh, okay, I got 15 minutes, I got 20 minutes. So, first and foremost, I want to talk to Lily, Angie. Hi,
Okay.
Lily. How are you?
Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I want to jump right into this with you. This month was your first time using our Jewel Premium Sanitary Napkin. So before you tell us about that experience, I want you to share with us what a normal menstrual cycle has been like for you in the past.
A normal menstrual cycle for me in the past has always been heavy. Like I've always bled a lot, which made me more tired and made me more lethargic. Like I really didn't have energy to do anything. So that's why when I got my period, I had to like set out a week to, just to relax and lay down because I really couldn't do anything. And during that time, I've experienced like a lot of things. Like when I used traditional pads, I had a lot of migraines and like a lot of cramps. But this time around, when I used the Jewel pads, those side effects that I had with traditional ones were very minimal to none. Like I had no migraines. I didn't have that many cramps. And it shocked me because usually on my first 3 days, I bleed really heavy, which I go through pads like candy. But during this time, when I started using the Jewel pads, I realized that, wow, I'm not bleeding as much as I thought I would. And I felt more energized when I was using these. Like I had enough energy to get up and go to work and work around the house and help my mom out.
Oh, wow. So it gave you increased energy. All right. So on average, when you say I'm a heavy bleeder and I change my pad a lot, how many times a day would you say that you changed a pad on average? Every 4 hours, every 6 hours, every 2 hours? What did that look like for you?
Every 3 hours, I would change my pad.
Okay. And when you wore your Jewel sanitary napkins, how many pads per day did you wear?
One. Or how many I changed? Well, I put one on and I went with that for about like 8 to 6 hours. And then I came home and then I changed it again. So, yeah.
So you went from changing your pad every 3 hours to wearing 2 pads in the entire day.
Yes.
That's significant. That's significant. Yes. So Raheem, that speaks to the absorbency of our pad.
I just want to thank you, young lady. When I look at you, I look at you like my daughter. She's almost 17 years old, and to know that this is having an effect on your life, to know that you can move in life without having challenges. What I really want you to do is really support this campaign and let your friends know that they don't have to suffer anymore. They can have a quality of life just like you, just by changing their products. And I know, like I know teenagers and I know young girls, they are not coming on this live and lie. I know you're not lying. I know you telling the truth. I can tell by your smile. I can tell that you have found something good. You found it. You found it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Who doesn't want energy that week? Like Raheem, I think about when you said, like a fourth of their life is taken away that week that they're wearing pads because if they're too tired or if they're in too much pain or if they're bleeding so heavy, they're scared to go outside because they don't want to have an accident. Like all of those things determines your quality of life. And so if you can get that back, because you're able to get up out the bed and move around and do what it is that you normally wouldn't be able to do and go to work and feel fine. I know for me, I had to keep going to check, like, am I bleeding? Is it, what's going on here?
Me too. I had to do the same thing.
You were doing the same thing? I can speak to the absorbency system in that way because, I'm not a super heavy bleeder at all anyways, but I had to keep checking because I didn't even feel anything. It was so super absorbent. and dry. Now, let me ask you this. Did you experience any odor with our pad?
Not at all. Usually with traditional pads and tampons, you always experience that odor like when you change it. You're just like, ugh. But with this one, I was like, wow, I don't smell anything at all. It doesn't even smell that bad.
Right. And go ahead, Raheem.
I just want to say something. As you're speaking, and I'm talking to the men, I'm talking to the fathers out there that has daughters. Listen to this testimony. Listen to this testimonial, because a lot of people will say, well, how can you, market sanitary napkins? How can you as a man talk about periods? And this very testimonial right here, as a father, as a protector of women, to know that this young lady don't have to go through that anymore, it makes my heart warm, seriously, because we have something here. We have something that works. It's not a gimmick, and it's really about love. It's about love. So again, like I say, we really appreciate you hearing your testimonial. But to know, let me just let you know scientifically what's happening. Why you're not getting the odor. The little strip, the little pink strip that's in your pad, that pink strip is actually graphene. And that graphene is killing that bacteria, because blood carries a lot of bacteria, which causes the odor. So now, that graphene is killing it at 99.9%, and is also helping you out in some other ways. So, man, you keep smiling, you keep that beautiful smile going. And you're gonna help us change the world. That's what it's all about. We starting this women's health revolution, and we appreciate you.
Yes, I love it. So no headaches, no cramps, no odor, dry. I mean, we could just, the list just goes on and on and on. Like, who doesn't want to feel like that? So you make sure you share that with all of your old high school friends, your new college buddies. Send them over here. Let them watch a testimonial of somebody else. Just help us spread the awareness and bring the news, because when you feel good like that, wouldn't you want other people to feel the same? So we appreciate you sharing that. Thank you, Lily.
You're welcome. Bye, you guys.
Bye. All right, Miss Angie. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So now I know that you personally don't have a need for our Jewel pads, but you agreed to try our sanitary napkins. And I don't think you've been on for a whole 30 days as of yet. You're pretty close, but not quite 30 days, right?
Not quite 30 days, but
okay. And so share with us your experience with our panty liners.
Okay, well, first of all, because of my age, I no longer have a cycle. So I have been using the panty liners on a daily basis. And since I've started using the panty liners, I too have noticed a difference in my energy level. I have to keep checking to make sure that I have one on. And I also had a problem with incontinence, with a little leaking of my bladder. And in the past, what I've migrated from using a traditional panty liner to actually at the point where I had to start using coys, which is something a little bit thicker. But now, thanks to the Jewel Pad panty liner, I don't leak anymore. When I had to go to the restroom, when I felt the need to go, I had to go. If not, I would start leaking. But since I have been using the panty liners, I don't have that issue anymore. I don't have to rush to go to the bathroom so I don't have an accident on myself. So I was really, really amazed about that benefit of using the new Jewel Pad panty liners. And it's just a total difference. I don't feel that it's there. I don't feel bulky or uncomfortable. It's been a wonderful product that I've been using for like almost the last 30 days. And I'm just amazed because at a certain age, you just, you want to feel comfortable and you want to feel beautiful and you want to be a woman. And sometimes those thick, bulky pads don't make you feel like very womanly. But with the Jewel panty liners, I feel wonderful.
Wow.
I
And
feel
it stays
wonderful.
in place. Is that what you were saying? Like it stays in place, so you're good to go. Like it's not sliding
Stays
all over your.
in place. Yes, it stays in
Okay.
place, and I almost feel like I'm not wearing anything. I'm like my daughter. I have to remember that I have it on.
Yeah, they are
Wow.
super thin. Both the panty liners and the pads, they're super thin but effective. So that's amazing. And I know a lot of women who suffer with incontinence as a result of hysterectomy, a weak
Yeah.
bladder for other reasons, but a lot of the time is attributed to hysterectomy because once that uterus is gone, the bladder tends to get weak. Those muscles tend to get weak. And so therefore, you do have the issue where you get into the bathroom and you're doing the dance before you can sit on the toilet, and sometimes
Right.
people experience the leaking because they can't
Yes.
control their bladder. And so that I'm gonna have to say that the graphene technology is what is aiding you in not having to do that dance. Seriously.
Well, I'm glad I no longer have to do that dance because I actually had a hysterectomy 20 years ago. So
Okay.
this is not something new with me wearing panty liners, but wearing these type of panty liners, oh yes, it is definitely a difference. I don't have to do that happy dance. You know, the little kid dance when they're like, "Mom, I gotta go right now." That's how you feel, but not with the new panty liners. With the Jewel panty liners, I'm not doing the kids dance any longer.
Wow. How many days in would you say you noticed that change?
I would say not even 2 days in, not even
Wow.
really. And I noticed immediate difference because when I went to go to the restroom, I was like, okay, I gotta go. You know, your mind tells you I gotta go now. But when I was like, wait a minute, I don't have to go like right now. I didn't feel the pressure of anything starting to come out or leak.
Wow.
So I would say maybe 24, 48 hours. Not
Wow.
even that. Yeah.
That's powerful. That is some powerful
I
technology.
was amazed.
OMG, that's powerful. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing that. I mean, this is it's very
Yes.
transparent. It's things that people don't want to talk about because it could be potentially embarrassing, but who wants to smell like urine if you don't have to? You understand what I'm saying? So thank you for coming on
Exactly.
here, sharing your personal experience to let others know that this happened for me, it can happen for you. But they're
Yes.
never going to know until they try. So that graphene technology is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much
Yes,
for
it
doing
is.
that.
I
You're
want
very
to say something
welcome.
too.
What'd you say?
I just want to say thank you again for coming on our show. Our campaign, the Justice for My Jewel campaign, I want everyone that's watching to go to it, jfmj.org. We'll put it in the comment. But the campaign, this is what the campaign is all about. It's about
Yes.
women's empowerment. It's about taking a subject that nobody knew about and actually bringing something to help, to literally help. And I know I could tell between you and your daughter, y'all feel empowered, to know that you
Yes.
have something that's really helping. You feel womanly again. That's good. And then too,
Yes.
like you represent all the mothers out there, so who wants a mother feeling bad, and just like
That's
I mentioned to your daughter about the scientific reason, for why you're feeling the way you feel, and other testimonials, even though we don't make any medical claims. I'm just giving you a scientific perspective of what's happening with the power of that strip. That graphene helps with hormone secretion, okay? And it also is helping your immune system. It aids with the help of the immune system, stress, and it also strengthens as well. So, if your bladder is strengthened, you can hold better, so just to let you
definitely.
know, again, as well as any leakage that you have the strip there to kill the bacteria.
Yep.
So
Yes.
again, like I said, we appreciate you coming on here because our communities need to know that they don't have to
Yes,
suffer.
they do.
They don't have to go through this anymore. We here to help.
We are
All
here
you
to
gotta
help.
do is hit us up and just let us know. We're gonna get you taken care of. And,
Yeah.
I'm happy that you trusted Nicole with your health to say, hey, something as little as this can help you out.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you guys for your campaign and for your product, because it definitely has made a difference in both my daughter and I's life. We are telling everyone that we know about the campaign. So we are spreading the word here locally. So definitely, we will definitely continue to use the product.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Angie. Thanks, Lisa. We appreciate you. So anything else you want to say in closing, Raheem, before we go? Thank you, Khadija, for putting the jfmj.org link in the comments for people to go and check out more information on the Justice for My Jewel campaign. We appreciate that. Like we said, we will be here every Tuesday at 8. So if you have tried our product and you have had an amazing experience or a different experience than what was shared tonight, we would love to have you on the show. So you can either inbox me or Raheem and let us know that you would like to be on the show, and we will give you a scheduled date that we would love to have you. So please, 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 please let us know if that is something that you want to do. If you are hearing this message for the first time and you're like, oh my God, how can I get my hand on some of those pads? Be sure to inbox the person who sent you to this live, okay? Inbox them, send them a personal or direct message and ask them for their specific link so that you can go on their site to get pads, okay? So get back with the person who sent you here. That person was showing you love, okay? They don't want you to suffer. They want you to know that you have options. Suffering is optional. Cramping is optional. Incontinence is optional, okay? Having energy, having low energy is optional. You don't have to lay down for 3 days and try to figure out how you're going to get to the refrigerator just to get a sip of water because you're just so low energy, because you're losing all of that blood just drains everything out of you. So make sure that you tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. where we'll have someone sharing their testimonial about their Jewel Pad experience. If that is somebody, if you are one of those people that want to be a part of this, please feel free to reach out to us and let us know. Raheem, anything else you want to say before we sign off?
No, this was a great live. I mean, I'm just stepping out of the way of greatness. We appreciate you, ladies, because it's all about the women. We're just here as men to show you that we got your back. We on the front line, you know, as fathers, as husbands, as uncles. We here, you know. So again, let's get this information out, you know, to our friends and family. Another thing too is, you know, in our community, this is such a taboo subject, and it may startle some people or whatever. I hope that that's not what they got out of this live, but just to know, you know, people say TMI, and I say TMI to the right person can get you right, you know, can get you the help that you need. So by this Fresh Lounge, I hope we can break some taboo stigmas and talk about this, you know, as men and women, as family members, as sisters and brothers, and even the playing field, cut this taboo subject mess out to know that we got a campaign that's right here in front of us, and we actually have some help right here to get our women like you two feeling much better. That's what we want.
Yes, that is part of the mission. To break the silence and to make things that are taboo no longer, because this is something we need to talk about. It's natural, it's normal, and we should be able to talk about that with our dads. We should be able to talk about that with men and not be all shy and embarrassed. And you know, it's a natural topic to talk about. And we've grown accustomed to heavy periods and cramping, all of these things being normal, and they're not. So we thank you, Raheem. We thank all of the other men that are here tonight, and just men in general, for having our back. Damon, the CEO, Damon Crump, thank you for your vision to see women set free in this way. We're doing it like nobody else is doing it. So we'll see you here, same time, same place. Don't forget to inbox us for information on either links to go and purchase your pads or the information to become a guest on our show. We thank you so much for being here. We are signing off. You all have a blessed night. Peace and
Good
love.
night.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
See
thank
y'all
you.
later. Be well.